So good afternoon, or morning. So, hello. Today I'm going to talk about this thing. It's called a Body-Rocka. I picked it up from Argos, and you sort of stand on it, place it on the floor like this, and you stand on it, and you sort of try and balance, and you do sort of rotations on it, and sort of side-to-sidey type things on it. And this is related to exercises for scoliosis. And if you go to several American chiropractor sites on the internet, wobble boards, which is a type, wobble boards are used a lot, and the thinking behind it is that it helps to rebalance the neurological process. Now, to me that sounds a little bit fancy, but I got one anyway, and I do find it actually quite useful for scoliosis exercises. Neurological retraining, I don't know, maybe, maybe not, but from what I do find about it is three things. I'm going to show you those three things now. The first is when you stand on it, like so. I might go off camera a little bit there. As you stand on it, what happens is strangely enough, I wasn't expecting this, your body has to hold itself in a lot more, and I do find it engages some of the muscles in the upper back, the thoracic neck of the woods, well, not neck, the thoracic bit, as it were. And this part can get very lazy in a scoliosis curve, because one side's leaning over, it's curved like that, say, and the muscles on one side are overworking, the muscles on the other side are underworking. I do find that whatever exercise I do, weights, training, stretching, rotating things, it can be rather difficult to get that part of the back to sort of engage and sort of have a good workout. But strangely enough, standing on this board and doing a little bit of basic balancing, it feels like a lot of the balance comes from this, holding yourself up comes from here, and this part of the body seems to engage a bit. And so just having a little wobble on it, I think, gives the upper thoracic back and the muscles around it a bit of a workout and a bit of a strengthening, and that's very much all to the good when you're having scoliosis. One of the things about this is, the question is, will this cure your scoliosis? And my answer is, it might do, it might relieve it a little bit, but I don't think so. What I do think it does though, is it strengthens the back in this neck of the woods, stretches the back in this neck of the woods, and it gets the back ready so that the next time you have a session of Theraflex, the back will move. I have this basic idea, which it feels it works, is the spine will move, and when I say move, I mean the curve decreases when the spine is ready to move. And by doing lots of exercises and strengthening of the region around the curve in the back and where the weak points are, it makes the back more ready to move, and ready to move more, and ready to stay there once it has moved. So for me, this is needs to be used in conjunction with Theraflex, so that when it gets the back ready to move, and so you have a Theraflex session, it'll move, and it'll move more, and it'll move more stable. Without Theraflex, I don't know, it might be useful. I'm not trying it without Theraflex. So anyway, I'm going to wobble on this board for a few seconds like this, just to show you I'm wobbling on the board. There. Okay. Now the second thing I want to look at is where I'm going to go from side to side. And for that, I'm going to take my shirt off. So eyes closed. There we go. Now the thing is, when I go from, stand up button here, now. So when I go from side to side, it gets a really good sort of exercise for the back, and the rib cages at the front, like that. And the rib cages get lazy in scoliosis on one side and too tight on the other side. So again, strengthening them, stretching them, working them, engaging them, yada yada yada, all the sort of words they're using. What that does is it loosens it all up, strengthens it all up, gets to work like the rib cages should be working if you didn't have scoliosis. So that when the Theraflex comes to do some work on you, then the rib cages are not going to be holding back any development work. They'll be ready and rearing to go. I'll show you this from behind. See the back going from side to side. Okay. The third type of exercise I want to show you in this is holding it straight and rotating from just rotating. For this exercise, I'm going to hold on to the side of the chair. Exercise. So here, I'm going to do some rotation, and you can see the very, very strong rotations that you can get by holding on to something. And this is what happens with the back when you do that. And so I find this a very simple, small, reasonably cheap idea to strengthen the back, straighten the back, and get it ready for its next move at a Theraflex session. Thank you. So one of the questions might be is, why am I saying this new agey type nonsense about the back will move when it's ready to move? Well, I had a few sessions of rolfing, 10 sessions of rolfing, and on about the 5th session, I'd had the session, and then I went home and I had my rib cage was sticking out a huge amount, and I went to sleep. Went to bed, went to sleep in the evening. In the morning I woke up and I could see the rib cage had just moved a huge amount. And this was before Theraflex. This is something called rolfing. And so that was my experience of the back moving when it was ready to move. So it doesn't just move when you're on the table getting the Theraflex done, or when you're on the rolfing table getting rolfing done on you. It might move at that stage in the game, it frequently does, but it can also move later in the evening when you're asleep. Just one day you've had a session, and the next, and you go to bed, you look in one shape, and then in the morning you can see there's something has moved, something has changed. So and I do find this happens more often. And I do find this happens more often when I don't just say, oh, I do the Theraflex and it straightens my back. What I do is I do these exercises to enhance it, build it up, strengthen up the back, and then I do find that I do get bigger moves in not just the spine, but also in the straightening of the rib cages as well. So I hope this helps you as well. Thank you.